So today we're going to make a typical pasta from this area because, of course, we're in Umbria and we're in a school in Spoleto. So I thought it would be really appropriate to do a strangozzi alla spolentina. And you see on the bag here, it says farina di grano tenero, soft flour. This is comparable to an unbleached all-purpose flour that you would use at home. So you can find that anywhere in your grocery store. So unbleached all-purpose flour. And then we need semolina, which is durum flour. And on the bag here, it tells you that this is made from hard wheat flour. This is a wheat flour, but this is a harder wheat flour. Now we need about 150 grams. I'm going to tar this, bring that back to 0. We need 150 grams of our semolina. So Dennis, why don't you put 150 grams of flour on there for me? Now this is going to weigh differently than this. That's a little heavier flour. Okay, so now we're going to add that right here. And now, Dennis, if you'll move that out of the way. So the next thing we want to do is just mix these flours together. Now you can do this in a food processor if you want to. So if you're going to do the fontana, you want to make a hole here in the center, and we want to add some water. How much water? I don't know. So we'll start with some water in the center. You can always correct this because if you find that you've added too much liquid, you can always add what? Flour. More flour. If you've added too much flour, you can add more liquid. It's going to look like a shaggy mass when you start, but that's okay because you're going to continue to add a little water until you have something that resembles a ball of dough. So you gather up as much of this flour as you can and start working it in. You want to do this with the palm of your hand. You can't do this with your fingers, and you can't have long fingernails, ladies. You have to have short. You have to have short nails. And so with energias, you just work the dough until it is smooth, and it's getting smoother all the time. Once you get this to this point, you round it, and you want to cover it. You want to cover it so that when you put 2 fingers in there, you see how that bounces right back to me? That tells me that the gluten needs to relax in that dough. So we want to keep it under wraps, so to speak. So we do what my Nona always did. You put it under a bowl with a little bit of flour so it doesn't stick. Non si attacca. Then you cover it. That's going to allow that gluten to relax. Ready to go. And it's nice and soft. The difference between this and that, this is the same amount of flour. Look at how much softer this is. So now we can work with this. We want to work with this in small increments. We don't want to take this wad of dough and just stick it in there, which I know some people do. So we want to, let's cut this in quarters. And as you work with the pieces, you want to keep the other pieces covered so that they don't dry out. This will make about 1 pound of pasta. So why don't you put those underneath there and we'll work with this. And then we just want to thin this down a little bit. If you have a pasta machine at home, you want to do this before you put the dough into the machine. Thin it down. You notice how it does not slap back to me because it's perfectly relaxed. So I'm going to start right here on 6 and put it right through the roller. Now what I want to do here is I want to thin this down so that I can almost see my hand behind the sheet of pasta. That is exactly the thickness that I want. So then on a floured surface, let me move this up a little bit. Turn that off. I had a knife somewhere, if you can just give that to me. Okay. Just going to even this off. You start at one end and just roll. Lightly. Roll. Don't make it too tight. Okay. Cut off those edges. That you can re-roll. You want to cut them about the width of a shoelace. I think a shoelace is that wide, right? So this is almost like a fettuccine cut. If you were doing this on a machine, this is a fettuccine cut, about that width. Then when you get them like that, you can just shake them out. Shake them out. You may have to spend a little time at the edges there getting them untangled, but that's why you want the flour. Prevent that from happening. Now, this is a perfect type of pasta to save. You can save this for 6 months, a year. Why? First of all, there is no egg in this, number one, and it means that once this pasta is totally dry, when it's brittle dry, there's no way that bacteria can get in this because there's no moisture in this. Once you have this, you can take these, wrap them around your hand, and you put them on a sheet like so, the little bird's nest, to let them dry. And we have a whole pile of them over there. So let's do it. Facciamo la pasta.